Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Fatih, for coming for the interview today. So I'm going to ask you a few questions about the books that you have read. Before that, please introduce yourself.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Muhammad Fateh Hazim bin Wan Hawari. I am from SK Paloh Hinai, Pekan, Pahang. I am 11 years old. I study in 5 Gemilang in SK Paloh Hinai. I have 9 siblings. My father and mother are teachers. All my siblings are still studying. In my free time, I read and play badminton. I play badminton every evening with my sister and my father. When I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. I want to see a moon and the star. I was chosen as Tokoh Nilam because I've read many books from different genres and love encouraging other friends to read with me.
Okay, now can you talk about your hobbies and interests?
I love reading. Reading is my passion. I have read hundreds of books. I read books from different genres, book fiction and non-fiction. For non-fiction, I read mystery, historical fiction, and folktale. But my favorite is a mystery. For non-fiction, I love reading kids' encyclopedias, so I could explore the world more. Biographies and self-help aren't really my thing, even though I know they are good for students. For achievement, in SK Paloh Hinai, I am a school prefect. I am responsible for student discipline and recite prayer during assembly. I am also a vice president for TKRS. For academic, during Madras Apreciasi 2022 and 2023, I won Best Student Award for Mathematics, Pendidikan Islam, and PSP. For co-curricular, I took part in pertandingan video bantu mula TKRS and represent school in volleyball, table tennis, and hockey.
All right, now let's talk about the books you have read. Can you show me all the three books that you have?
I have 3 books. The first book, the title is Do You Know Tall Towers? The author is Hannah Fish. This book was published in 2021. The publisher is Penguin Random House UK. This book was published in UK. This book is written in English. On the front cover, we could see all tall towers around the world. Inside the books, we can see the tall towers. This book is written using long sentences and big fonts. The second book is The Brave Queen. This author is a Mustafa Zainul Mustafa. This book was published in 2013. The publisher is Institut Terjemahan and Buku Malaysia Berhad. This book was published in Malaysia. This book is written in English. On the front cover, we could see the queen has hold the dagger. Inside the books, we could see the queen and her warrior was fighting with a giant. This book is written using long sentences and small fonts. For the last book, this title is Yatim and the Magic Jar. This author is Rizwan Amin Indravani. This book was published in 2019. The publisher is Think Right Learning. This book was published in Malaysia. This book is written in English. On the front cover, we could see a boy was stealing the magic jug from the granny. Inside the books, we could see a boy was stealing a magic jug from the granny. This book is written using long sentences and big fonts.
All right, thank you. Now, among the three books that you have, can you pick one book and then tell me why did you choose the book?
I choose Tall Towers by Hannah Fish among these three books. This book was published by Penguin Random House UK. It has 32 pages. I find this book interesting to read as well as helping me learning new things. This book is amazing because it's a collection of towers around the world. I certainly learned many interesting facts about towers. I get to explore the towers in other countries that I never visited before. I'm sure I will visit them when I grow up. Second, this author uses descriptive language that is fun to read. The language is easy to understand without having to read long paragraphs. The vocabulary used in this book is easy to comprehend. Finally, in this book, I could find beautiful and vivid photos of different towers. They,
Okay, what have you learned from this book?
there are a few things I learned from this book. First, towers are strong and can help us reach new heights. Just like towers are built with strong material, we can build our own strength by doing things like exercising and eating healthy foods. Second, towers can be used to help people. Towers have been used for many different purposes throughout history, such as providing protection, communication, and navigation. We can use our own strength to help others in our community in many ways, such as volunteering our time or donating to charity. Finally, towers can be beautiful and inspires towers are often seen as symbols of hope are and possibility. We can use we can use beauty and inspiration in the world around us, even in the small things.
Would you recommend this book to your friends and why?
Yes, I would recommend the book to anyone who is interested in towers, architecture, or history. The book is a beautiful and informative exploration of the history and symbolism of towers from around the world. The author brings the tower she writes about to life. She also does a great job of writing about the history of towers with their cultural significance. From, exa- from For example, she discusses how the Eiffel Towers was seen as a symbol of France's progress and modernity, while the Leaning Towers of Pisa was seen as a symbol of Italian history and culture. Tall Towers is, a, is also beautifully illustrated with stunning photographs of towers from around the world. These photographs help to bring the text to life and the book even more enjoyable to read. Overall, Tall Towers is fascinating and, and informative that I would highly recommend to anyone who is interested in towers. It is a book that will stay with you long after you finish reading.
Okay, now let's talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the book. Let's start with the strengths of the book, followed by the weaknesses.
There are some strengths of this book. First, the writing is easy to understand. The book uses simple language and clear explanations, so it is easy for kids to understand. Next, the book is full of interesting facts. The book shares interesting facts about towers from around the world, so kids can learn a lot about them. Third, the book has beautiful illustration. The book has beautiful illustration that help kids visualize the towers that are being discussed. The book is organized in a way that makes sense. The book is divided into chapters, each of which focuses or different of towers uh, or a different cultural origins meaning of
Okay, let's continue with the weaknesses of the book.
the book is not very detailed. The book does not go into a lot of detail about the history and construction process. This may be disappointing for some kids who are looking for more information. The book does not cover all of the world's tower. The book only discusses a small selection of towers from around the world. This means that kids who are interested in particular tower may not find in it the books. However, these weaknesses are not significant enough, enough that to distract from the overall quality of the books. Tall Towers is a well-written and informative book that can teach kids a lot about towers.
Okay, the last part. How do you think we can improve the book?
I think the author could add more detail. The book could go into more detail about the history, construction, and symbolism ever it discusses. This will make the book for more informative and for the kids. The author may also cover more towers, towers to cover more towels from around the world. This will make the book too comprehensive and appealing to a wider range of kids.
Okay, the last question. Does this book motivate you?
I believe this book motivated me and other kids who are interested in learning about towers and who are inspired by their stories. It inspires me to dream big and reach for their goals. Towers are often seen as symbols of achievement and success, and they can motivate kids to work hard to achieve their own goal. It also motivates me to pursue my dream career as an architect. One day I will design a magnificent towers for Malaysia.
All right, thank you very much.